Now we're going to take our child's pose to the next progression for it. So this one, it can be really great for working on getting our shoulder blade to move separately from our rib cage and our spine. A lot of times what that can happen is that this whole area can get kind of glued and stuck together. So when we go to try to reach up, we take our ribs and our spine with us, putting more stress on our diastasis and again, down through our pelvic floor. So what we're going to work on is thinking about keeping this compression here, working to get the tip of that shoulder blade to come up and through, going to the place that we can, but feeling that restriction, and then using our breath to help stretch us and separate and get that area to melt from the inside out with it. The other thing that can happen too is that, if you're thinking about, oh, let me get my shoulder blades back, ribs want to flare up, or oh, don't let me let my ribs come up, let me pull them down, and then shoulder blades come down. So you get into that kind of tug of war with that upper ab gripping, but then wanting your shoulder blades to work well, and can get back discomfort and front ab or upper ab gripping with that, which is not good for either diastasis or your pelvic floor. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into our same child's pose position before of having our hips grounded through backs of our heels, rolled up roller right underneath your ribs. And then for your arms, you're going to take a yoga block or a book, and you're going to end up having them in between your arms like this the whole time. The important thing with this is that we're making sure the back side of our arms are in contact with the ground throughout the whole movement. Sometimes if we have tightness and restrictions in the back side of our shoulder here up into our armpits, we might have a hard time getting that kind of turned in action. And so the pinky side of your forearm might relax, be on the ground more so. So really working to kind of get that arm up and underneath, but then also maybe doing a little bit of release work here first can really be helpful with it. And so we're going to be here, like I mentioned. I'm slowly rounding down, making sure I'm grounded through here and coming through here. Have this block in between my forearms. My elbows are going to start at my knees and be parallel to each other. So tucked here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly slide my elbows, reaching through my armpits and elbows to come forward. So I'm only going as much as I can without shrugging up, chicken winging out, or lifting up off of that. A lot of time you might feel a stretch in your armpits, and you might feel it in one side more than the other, but just go to that place that feels comfortable. And then we're going to do our breaths here. So not only are we going to breathe up into our rib cage this way, you're also going to breathe into that restriction, and think about breathing into your armpits. So I'm here, and I'm going to inhale, think about breathing out into my armpits, into my back, and then I'm going to exhale. Oh, that air out. Feel myself compress down and melt into it. And then do it again. As you do breaths, you might start to realize that that tightness is no longer there, and that maybe you can scooch a little further, and then breathe there, and then see if you can scooch a little further. So this is a really great way to help prep your body for any kind of overhead movements, or even just in life, thinking about how we reach into cabinets or reach up for things, and wanting to make sure that that shoulder blade can move separately from our rib cage and our spine, and set up those scapular muscles of our serratus, our middle and lower traps, to do the job that they're meant to do, rather than using other muscles like your paraspinals or the backside of your shoulder to do that work instead with it. So hope that helps loosen you up and feels great.